Hey there, Abiding fam, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey Lee, and I'm delighted to welcome you to our little journaling community here at My Abiding Journal. The purpose of this video is really going to be to kick us off for the new year, and I am actually a little bit under the weather right now. I don't normally have this beautiful raspy voice that's just so soothing to listen to. But I really wanted to turn on the camera and get this out regardless of how I am feeling, because 2022 is already well underway and I want to make sure that we are getting the best possible start to the year. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the ways that you can engage with this community more deeply and develop a little bit more of a journaling rhythm for yourself by taking part in My Abiding Journal 2022. And then afterwards, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about my personal journaling plans. So I'm really excited to start another year of journaling together as a community. That is ultimately the purpose of my YouTube channel. My Abiding Journal is about bringing together like-minded people who enjoy the art of journaling and really making this a place where we can inspire each other and be inspired by each other. Now, that kind of community engagement can be a little bit difficult sometimes on YouTube because it's very much a creator kind of putting out their content and then the community just absorbing that content, maybe engaging a little bit in the comments, but for the most part, not really being able to share themselves what they are creating. And that's why I've really wanted to create this community through the hashtag My Abiding Journal, insert year here. So in this case, it's My Abiding Journal 2022. And the whole purpose of that is so that we really can be a community that is sharing our work and inspiring each other. And you're not all just looking to me for inspiration, but really get to look at each other's work for inspiration. I also often get the question why it's called My Abiding Journal. What is an abiding journal? And really, My Abiding Journal is just a catch-all term to me for the art of journaling. The word abiding is an adjective that is often used in relation to feelings or memories, and it means lasting a long time or enduring. And that's what we do when we journal, right? We make our memories and our feelings last a long time. So that's what My Abiding Journal means, but really, like I said, it's a catch-all term for any kind of journaling that you do. All of it is welcomed here. My Abiding Journal does not have any rules or challenges or prompts. It's really just meant to be a community, a place for you to come and inspire and be inspired to create a rhythm of journaling in your life in ways that allow you to explore your creativity more and document your life. So for you, that might look like scrapbook journaling and memory keeping. It might be art journaling or junk journaling. It might be a bullet journal or a planner. Truly anything goes as long as you are putting pen to paper, putting anything inside of something that resembles a journal. Basically, I want to see it, and I want you to be using the hashtag and sharing it with our community. And that is the number one way to really participate in this community, is to use the hashtag My Abiding Journal 2022. Use it on your Instagrams and also your YouTube channels if you are somebody who also creates journaling videos. And if you want to share with only our community, if you're a little bit worried about it becoming more public, we do have a private Facebook group as well that is linked in the description box. It is such a safe space. I just want to put that out there. We have a really amazing, kind, encouraging community that wants to see you prosper in your journaling, and they are not going to tear you down. They are not going to make fun of you. So if you're a little bit nervous about posting your first journal entries, just know that there is a hugely encouraging community who is ready to welcome you and really inspire you to keep creating. So please join the Facebook group. Please use the hashtag anytime you're posting any kind of journaling. I want to see it. use the hashtag so that our community can be inspired by everything that you are creating. And the great thing about this is you can also do it in tandem with other journaling challenges and things that you may be participating in. So if you're doing Junk Journal January, for example, hosted by Meg Journals, I encourage you to also use the hashtag MyAbidingJournal2022 so that everybody in our community can see the amazing work that you're doing, and I can also use that as an opportunity to share your work. Because if you were with me all of last year, then you know at the end of every single one of my monthly flip-throughs of my journal, I like to do a little peek into your journals and share what you guys have been creating as well. I take some of the images that you have been sharing using that hashtag and I put them at the end to keep inspiring the Abiding fam. I think it is just so amazingly helpful for you to see different kinds of journaling by different kinds of people. If you're only looking at my journaling, then you aren't privy to the fact that we all have different styles. We all are at different places in our journey. So if you're somebody who's just getting started and looking at my journaling, you may fall into a little bit of a comparison trap. Whereas if you're looking at other people's journals who also are just beginning to get into the habit of journaling, it might encourage you a little bit more to just keep going, keep experimenting, keep creating, and know that whatever you are doing between the pages of your journal is creating something beautiful. And then if you're interested in diving into this community in an even deeper way, I do want to mention Patreon just really briefly, just to say that I would love to have you join our community over there. It's a great way to get extra journaling content at, I would argue, a very great price because of how many printables you get immediate access to when you join. So you can join for either $2 or $6, depending on what you want access to. And it's just a really, really great way to support my channel and get some extra content from me. I just recently put out my printable stickers for my Abiding Journal 2022. I like to design every year printables that are directly related to journaling and to the new year to get us inspired and give us some fun illustrations to work with in our creative journals. So when you join, if you join the $2 tier, you'll get access to this printable. And then if you join the $6 tier, you'll get access to this printable as well as this printable here, which has some really fun journaling quotes on it and some journaling prompts to get you started in your journal. And then I also have a bonus printable of some larger versions of some of these images as well. So you'll get access to those as well as every other printable I have ever posted on Patreon, and there are a lot, almost 100 I think at this point. So you will not run out of journaling materials over on Patreon, plus you'll get access to lots of exclusive videos to inspire you in your journaling even more. And it's just a really great way to support my channel and all of the free content that I put out here on YouTube. That being said, I really want my Abiding Journal to be as inclusive as possible and for you to not feel like you are missing out on something if you can't afford to become a patron at this time in your life. I completely understand. And so I've decided to create a free printable for my Abiding Journal 2022. This one has a few of the illustrations from the My Abiding Journal 2022 printable collections that are available over on Patreon, as well as a few additions and different ones so that my current patrons also can use this and get something different and extra for them as well. But this printable is completely free. It is available to anyone. All you have to do is go to the link in the description box. The free printable is listed as a download on the post of this video over on Patreon. So it's available to everyone. It's a public post. You do not need to be a patron to access it. So I encourage you to go and download that printable and use it in your journals. And please, please, if you are using the printables, whether you are a patron or using this free printable, please definitely be tagging me in your post on Instagram and using the hashtag, because it brings me so much joy to see how you guys are using the printables in your journals. Okay, so I think that covers everything regarding my Abiding Journal 2022, everything I wanted to share with you about the community. But if you have Any questions, go ahead and comment those down below. Now I want to transition briefly into talking about what I personally am planning on doing for my journaling in 2022. So before I share what I'm going to be doing this year, it's probably helpful to quickly reflect on what I did last year. So this here is my abiding journal for 2021 in my beautiful cover from Documented Journey. This one is the honey base with the primrose accents on it. I absolutely love it. So in 2021, my intention was to do daily journaling as much as possible, understanding that things might change and get in the way of that goal, but trying as hard as possible to daily journal. Little did I know just how much would completely change in my life. I had an entry for every single day from January to July, and my first insert in my journal was a page a day. So that is a really cool thing to have and to be able to look back on. But when August rolled around, that's when my mom was really, really sick. I won't talk about this all too much here. You can watch other videos if you're not familiar with this, but my mom passed away this year. And naturally, that was really, really hard. And it completely disrupted my journaling intentions and plans. But that's okay, because journals are a reflection of our lives as they are happening, and frankly, it would be a lie. My journal would be telling a lie if I had tried to maintain a habit that just didn't make sense for that time in my life. So the latter half of the year, from August to December, I did more of highlights journaling, really just capturing days that I wanted to focus on, some review journaling where I would basically kind of put together moments into a category that made sense. So for example, a page in December, I actually just made one page all about the different food events that we had throughout the month. So different dinners and lunches that we had planned with friends, and I just had a bunch of photos of those different events in a collage and journaled about them all together rather than doing them each as individual days or individual events. And when it comes to memory keeping, that form of journaling is what I think I'm going to be moving forward with in 2022. So I have here my 2022 journal, and I am just really, really excited to dive into this. If you have not yet seen my video talking about this gorgeous cover from Documented Journey, so she made my cover for 2021 and also now for 2022, and I'm obsessed with my 2022 cover. It is so beautiful. It feels luxurious. I'm so happy with it. And I do have a discount code just for the Abiding fam. So if you use this discount code here over at Documented Journey, whether you're getting a cover or her stickers, whatever you're getting, you will get a 10% discount, which was so incredibly kind of her to offer our community. So if you want to learn more about her beautiful cork covers for your journals, I highly recommend you check out this video up here in the cards where I talk all about it. But I want to talk a little bit more about what I plan on doing in these pages. So what is my plan for filling up this journal? Now for 2022, I do still intend to journal very often and to document many, many moments throughout my life in 2022, really highlighting a bunch of beautiful special days, but also trying to capture some of those just really beautiful, simple moments in life that often come through when we daily journal and are focusing on the little things in life a little bit more. But that being said, my goal this year is not necessarily to daily journal. My goal is just to have a regular rhythm of journaling where I'm getting into my journal multiple times a week, but really letting the moment guide me in what it is I put on the page. So what do I mean by that? Well, I don't want to just be recording the chronological events of my life, which is kind of how I was operating in 2021, and even before that, I was really focused on just record keeping in a way and capturing what's happening in the days of my life, which can be an awesome thing to look back on. I love memory keeping in that way. But my goal this year is to expand my journaling horizons beyond just recording the days and events of my life. So by letting the moment guide me when I sit down to journal and deciding that I'm not necessarily just going to journal whatever happens next in the story of my life, but I'm actually going to take a step back and think about, what do I need to journal right now? Like, what do I need to get onto the page because I'm experiencing a certain feeling right now, or am struggling with something? Or what is a quote that I've been loving and maybe I want to record that? Or maybe I just finished a book and I want to document what I've read and some favorite quotes from it, or what I've learned from reading that book. Maybe I want to just write down some places I want to go and create a list, and on and on and on. There are hundreds of possibilities of what I might want to do when I sit down in front of my journal. And so I guess my goal for 2022 is that every time I sit down to my journal, I'm really letting it be a choose your own adventure moment. And my hope is that by doing this, my journal will not only be an archive of my days, but will actually be an archive of who I am as a person. I want to document who I am, what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing, and everything in between. And in that way, I really want my journal to become more reflective, more introspective. I really want my journal to not only capture the happenings of my life, but the inner workings of my heart and my mind, and what it is that I'm feeling and processing in the changing seasons of my life. And I think as part of this deeper dive into journaling, I also want to do a little bit more experimentation with different types of journaling and really make my abiding journal the home to all of these different forms of journaling. Memory keeping is certainly one of them, but I also want to engage with journaling prompts more and trying out listography, which is a really cool way of memory keeping that is less focused on individual days and more ideas. So you might have a list about your favorite childhood TV shows, or a list about the people who've had the greatest impact on your life, or your favorite articles of clothing. So listography can be a really neat way of memory keeping. I also want to incorporate reading journaling into my journal. Other types of journaling might be quote journaling, junk journaling and collage, art journaling. I want to do more paintings and drawings in my journals. There's just so many different ways to journal, and I'm not really somebody who likes to have a bunch of different journals that I turn to for different tasks. It just is easier to me to have it all in one place. It honestly gives me a little bit of anxiety when I see some journal videos that share their 2022 lineup or whatever it is, and it's like a stack of 12 journals, and they have their art journal and then their junk journal, and then they have their gratitude journal and their planner and their memory keeping journal and their daily memory keeping journal, and everything's in a different journal. It's a little bit overwhelming to me. Like, I personally am just like, let me just have one journal, and every day is a new page, and I can decide what I put on that page and what type of journaling I use to put those thoughts and memories down on the page. So in some ways, I guess I'm saying that my plan is for my Abiding Journal 2022 to become a commonplace journal that I can really experiment in, that I can engage more with my feelings and emotions in, do a little bit more introspective journaling just for processing and not just documenting, and then also a place where I can experiment with all of the many different types of journaling that are out there as well. And I do hope to put out a video pretty soon on different types of journaling. I think that would be really fun to just provide an overview of the different types of journaling that you may want to try in your own journal too. So fam, that is my plan for my 2022 journaling, and that is everything you need to know about my Abiding Journal 2022. I really hope that you will join me in this journey and really abide in this community. So do comment down below letting me know if you plan on participating in my Abiding Journal 2022, which is basically to ask, Do you plan on journaling this year? Because if so, you're already part of the community, and I would just encourage you to dive in even deeper by using the hashtag MyAbidingJournal2022. Let us know what journal you're using this year, and also what types of journaling you are hoping to engage with this year. What kinds of journaling do you love to do? Do you have any kind of challenges that you're posing to yourself? Are you trying to daily journal, or are you trying to maybe just write a line a day? Whatever you are challenging yourself this year, I'd love to know what your journaling goals are. So if you're not already, do please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you get notified when all of my future videos come out, because I have lots of other journaling videos coming your way in the new year. And then I also encourage you to follow me on Instagram, follow the hashtag MyAbidingJournal and MyAbidingJournal2022, and also join our Facebook group and maybe consider becoming a patron as well. And if you don't want to become a patron, that's totally okay. Do go over and check out the free printable though that is available to you for My Abiding Journal 2022, and make sure you're tagging me so I can see how you're using the printables in your journal. But that's going to be everything from me for this video, so thank you so very much for watching. If you've watched all the way to the end of this video, drop an emoji of the little yellow journal. Drop that down in the comments. Just a fun little way for us to see who's hung in here to the very end. So give this video a thumbs up if you are planning on journaling this year, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.